Howdy, I'm Lee Wilson, and this is TGO Wyoming on the Move. And today, we're going to talk about a pretty interesting article that I just recently read. So, my buddy Robert Tull, you guys have seen him on the channel a couple of years ago, he posted a really fascinating article on his Facebook feed. And it was from one of the NRA's publications, and it was Beware the Basement Commando. And it was posted last August, August 2016. So I clicked through and read it, and it brought up some really, really important points, some really good points. Now, the article talks about a firearms trainer who understands that he doesn't know everything. Very humble. He understands that he knows what he knows, and he doesn't know a whole hell of a lot more than he does know. So, which is the way we should all be. We should always be striving to learn, push ourselves to get better, to learn more, and to improve our skills and our knowledge base. But the author had talked to a gentleman who, basically the gist of it is that he was told he was wrong for where he was running his weapons light on his AR because of barrel shadow, and that having the barrel shadow would get him killed. No, which is BS. I mean, everything was working before, so why change it? But the high-speed, low-drag, basement-dwelling ninjas basically told him that doing it that way would get him killed. It was wrong. And it's something we should all remember, is that advice is just that. It's advice. It is not the gospel. It is not the only truth. It is not the only way to do something. And everybody is responsible for going out and figuring out what actually works. And now that's a little difficult for a lot of people to really swallow, because there's a lot of shooters out there, and I apologize if you're one of them, but you want to read it, but you don't want to do it. And we should all go out and test and evaluate our methods, right? So, for a while there, the whole Chris Costa thumb over the top of the rail, exaggerated arm thing was really popular, and it might still be. I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure it works for some people. I know it works for some friends that have ridiculously long arms, but for me, it does not work. Well, how would I know that if I didn't get out and use it and try it and do it and compare it to the method that I have been using, which is a fairly aggressive, thumbs forward grip on the rail. That works really well for me, and also translates really well into using my shorty. So whenever I'm using the Blackout with a 9-inch barrel, that technique works equally well on my Blackout as it does on my 16-inch. So I wouldn't know that, though. Wouldn't know it if I hadn't gone out and done it and tried it. So, you know what they say about opinions, and we'll leave that. You can fill in the rest. That's the same thing with training techniques and gear and what else. What somebody recommends is not necessarily the best thing for you, and it's up to you. It's your responsibility to go out and test out and find out whether or not it works. And you can take people's advice. You can take my advice, but don't take it as gospel. Don't take it as the only truth or the only way to do something. And if I say something that, I think is the best, this is the best holster, this is the best flashlight, it may be, in my opinion, the best, but you need to determine for yourself whether or not it is the best for you. So, yeah, I mean, you got to keep an open mind. You got to look at things analytically, and you can't fall into the high-speed, low-drag, basement-dwelling ninja trap. Just because somebody says something is the right way to do something, or, something is the best piece of equipment, or this is going to make you so much better shooter. You know what makes you a better shooter? Trigger time. Limit your gear to things that you need. That's kind of what I do. I mean, granted, I carry a lot of stuff in my pockets, but it's all stuff that I need. It's all stuff that I use. So it's the same thing in my go bag. That's got stuff that I will need, that I will use. And what I put on my gun is actually pretty simple. For the rifles, I like either angled forward grips or stubby foregrips. I have a stubby on the 300 Blackout. And I like having a weapons light. I like having either a magnified or a red dot optic, depending on the rifle. For ARs, I like a bad lever. a battery assist device made by Magpul, because it just really does honestly speed me up. Certain guns I'll run coupled mags, and I like ambi safeties. So really, I mean, the three essentials that I think that I put on an AR would be a light, would be an ambi safety, and a bad lever. And of course I really like my BCM gunfighter charging handles. So mod 4s, medium latch. So sometimes keeping it simple is the best way to keep things reliable and keep your manual of arms the same. You know, pistols, well, when I'm carrying it on me, I don't have a light on them because I don't have any light bearing holsters, but I carry a flashlight in my pocket. Good enough, right? So I've got light, I've got gun, I've got spare mag, got a good comfortable concealable holster, keeps it simple, and I've tested all of these things to know that they work. And when I get something new, I go out and I test it too. When I learn a new training technique, or a new shooting technique, or a new bushcraft skill, I go out and I test it and I evaluate it before I say, yeah, this is great. And I'm certainly going to do that before I pass any information on to you guys. The only exceptions to that are when I'm testing something brand new and I'm telling you guys that I'm testing it. It's that way you can see, this is the first shots through this gun, these are the first shots through this magazine, this is the first time I've done this. That way you can follow along with me, but I'm not going to tell you that it's the best and the greatest things in sliced bread. So yeah, beware the basement dwelling commando. Don't take everything as gospel. Don't believe something just because a celebrity says it. And I use the term celebrity in the gun celebrity sense. Go out, test it, evaluate it. Yeah, a person's reputation may carry, you know, a certain weight, but that doesn't mean that their technique is right for you or that it'll work for you with your body mechanics, with how you shoot, how you move, what gear you need. You know, I mean, circumstances will dictate a lot as far as firearms and gear. So take it for what it's worth. This is, of course, just my opinion. So take that for what it's worth. But yeah, interesting article. I'll see if I can find it and link to it in the description below. So with that, it's about time to get to work. Yeah, not bad day, not bad day. Had to drop off the Munchkin, so I had a babysitter this morning, so I'm running a little bit later. That's why the sun's in a totally bizarre place at the moment. But as always, thanks for watching. If you guys have found this video entertaining and or educational, please let me know in the comment box below. And of course, consider subscribing to stay up to date on the latest and greatest videos that I'm putting out, like On the Moves every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I imagine you're already subscribed, so if you are, and you're watching this and you've made it this far, thanks! That's great! And of course, you can always help me out by sharing this video or any other of my videos that you like on your favorite social media platform. You can also check me out on Instagram. I'm doing some cool stuff on there, posting something pretty much every day. So cool gear, cool stuff. I'm really enjoying it. Well, that about does it. Time for coffee, time for work. So, as always, thanks for watching. Stay safe, shoot straight, and I'll see you next time.